Hey guys, Josh here with Josh and Hunter's Adventures, and welcome back to another episode. Today's episode, we are going to be making deer jerky. Been using this recipe now for about 2 or 3 years, and to me, I think it is the easiest, best tasting jerky that I have ever had, so I want to share it with you guys. But if this is your first time visiting our channel, please go down, hit that subscribe button, and turn on that notification bell. That way you know when we put out videos. So let's go ahead and get straight in to what you're going to need to make this jerky. Alright guys, so let's go ahead and get into what you're going to need to make this jerky. Obviously the first thing you're going to need is deer roast. I give you a little tip, if it's just a little bit frozen, it's going to make slicing it a whole lot easier. Today I'm going to be slicing it on a meat slicer that I picked up at Cabela's a couple years ago. But if you don't have a meat slicer, a sharp fillet knife works really good. I've done it that way for a long time before I got this meat slicer. So the first thing you're going to want to do is you want to cut all the silver skin, or as much of the silver skin as you can, off of the roast. That's the last thing you want on there is silver skin to make it taste, you know, that not good gamey taste. So I'm going to go ahead and start slicing this up, and I'll show you guys after I get done slicing it the thickness that I have it to put in the dehydrator. Alright guys, so I went ahead and got everything cut up. I want to show you the size of the slices that I made. You can see they're not super thick, but they're not really super thin. That's just the way that I like to put them in the dehydrator. Seems like they cook really well that way. But we're going to start going over the recipe. I will leave a link down in the description of the full recipe. That way you can write it down and use it. But I will tell you that the recipe is for 1 pound of meat. Okay, so if you're going to use 2 pounds like I am here, you're going to have to double it, and then so forth. But let's go ahead and get straight into it. Like I said, we want to marinate this overnight, at least 8 hours. And then it's going to be ready to put in the dehydrator. So let's start going over the mixture of the marinade. Okay, so I just want to go over the ingredients that is going in the marinade. Then I will mix it up and we will go from there. Going to be soy sauce, Worcestershire sauce, liquid smoke, ketchup, black pepper, garlic powder, onion salt, some salt, and some red pepper flakes if you like a little bit of spice. Alright, so it takes per pound, it takes 4 tablespoons of soy, so for this batch it will be 8. Alright, next is going to be 8 tablespoons of Worcestershire. Alright, that's 8 of those. Next you're going to use 4 tablespoons of liquid smoke. Alright, that's 4 tablespoons of liquid smoke. Next is going to be 2 tablespoons of ketchup. Okay, next I'm going to add the pepper. It's going to be 2 quarter teaspoons of pepper for 2 pounds. Alright, next is going to be the garlic powder. You're going to use 2 quarter teaspoons of that. Next is the same thing, onion salt. Like I said, 2/4 teaspoons. Next, you're going to use 2½ teaspoons of salt. And then I just use the amount of red pepper flake that I like. So that can be to taste. If you like it a little spicier, put a little more. So I'll let you look at that once I get it all mixed up. Alright, so I've got the marinade all mixed up. Like I said, you're going to want to put the meat in a Ziploc gallon bag. And then you're going to pour the marinade in and lay it flat in the refrigerator overnight. I like to leave it for 8 to 12 hours. Seems like you leave it for the 8 to 12 hour mark, it seems like it gives it a really good flavor. Like I said, I think this is the best tasting jerky that I have ever had. So I think you guys are really going to enjoy it if you try this recipe. So I'm going to go ahead and move the meat over into the bag, pour the marinade in, and I'm going to show you how to lay it in the refrigerator. Okay guys, so I got all the meat moved over and the marinade moved over to this gallon Ziploc bag. So you can see the meat is fully coated with the marinade. You're going to want to lay this in the refrigerator flat, okay? That way the marinade gets into all the meat. And ever so often, I will flip it, rotate it, mix the marinade up, and lay it back down in the refrigerator again just like that. So going to let this soak overnight. We'll catch you back in the morning. Alright guys, so we've had a jerky marinating in the refrigerator for about 12 hours. So now we're going to start loading it on the racks and the dehydrator. I just have a simple dehydrator, nothing fancy. It looks like it's made by Nesco. I've made a ton of jerky in this over the years. It works great. I will tell you that I'm running it on 155 degrees Fahrenheit or 68 degrees Celsius is the temperature that I'm running it on. So basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to start loading the racks. I'm going to tell you a little bit about how I load them. The jerky out here. Basically you just want to set them on the rack so they're not laying on top of each other. Sort of spread out a little bit. They are going to draw up as the air gets to them, as it starts, cooking it. So just make sure that they're not laying on top of each other. That's the main thing. And I'm going to tell you, the way that I do it is every hour I rotate the rack. So I'll take the top to the bottom to the top, and do it that way. I don't know if it makes a difference, but to me, I feel like it cooks a little more evenly and at the same rate for this dehydrator. So that may be something that you want to try with yours. So I'm going to go ahead and finish loading these racks, and then I'll get with you guys when I get ready to cut it on. Alright, so I've got all 4 racks filled up on the dehydrator. I'm going to show you guys with the camera how I've got it filled in there. Okay, so you can see there, I wanted to show you guys how I've got it laid in there. Each rack is pretty much the same way, just like that right there. You don't want to pile it on top of each other, sort of spread them out just a little bit. They are going to draw up as they cook. Alright, so like I said, I wanted to show you guys how it was laid out in there. Just don't stack anything on top of each other. It's going to cook for about 4 to 5 hours is about what it normally takes with this dehydrator. It may be a little bit different with yours, so just keep an eye on it. So I'm going to go ahead and put the lid on it. I'll show you guys what it looks like here in about another hour as I rotate the racks, and then we'll go from there. Alright guys, so it's hour number 2 here on the jerky. Getting ready to rotate the racks again, but I just want to tell you, a lot of people seem like they're kind of nervous when they're trying new jerky recipes. So what I was going to tell you is if you want to try it with beef, you can try it with make beef jerky. I've made this same recipe with roast from beef. It's still really, really good. Everybody that I've ever, gave some of this jerky to has been like, wow, this is really good. The flavoring's good. It's just the right amount of heat. My opinion, I think this is the best jerky I have ever had. There's no store-bought or anything like that I've ever had. So I really want you guys to try it. And if you do, I want you to leave me a comment down below. because I want to know how it turned out for you. Again, if you want to try it with beef, make beef jerky, because I have, and it's really good. So I'm going to go ahead and rotate these racks on hour number 2 and see what they got. They look pretty good. Actually, I'm going to do it like that. Put one of the middle ones on the top this time. Like I said, my dehydrator takes about, like I said, 4 to 5 hours on 4 racks. So again, monitor your batch on your dehydrator to see how long it's going to take. All right, guys, we're at hour 3, so we're going to take a look at it and switch the racks around just a little bit. And it looks pretty good, actually. Some of it might be done. We'll probably let it set for about another 30 minutes. Again, it all depends on how you like your jerky. If you like it a little bit, you know, pull apart, or you like it just a little bit crispy, it all depends on how long you're going to cook it. It's got a really good flavor, so I think I'm going to let this one set about 30 more minutes and then we'll check it. Alright guys, so it's been 30 more minutes. I'm going to go ahead and take the jerky off and I'm going to show you guys the final results of it. Alright guys, so got it off. Here's the final results. You can see 3 of those roasts, that's what it gave us. So it's hard to believe, but man, it really don't go a long way. I'm going to show you the length of time. So this was about 3 hours and 45 minutes. You can see it's still got just a little bit of bend. If you like yours any different way, you can see how it pulls apart there. So like I said, that's my dehydrator. All dehydrators are different, so you just gotta, you know, play with yours and see how yours does. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I really hope you give this recipe a try. And if you do, please leave me a comment down below and let me know what you guys think of it, because I absolutely love it. The whole family loves it. Everybody that's tried it has really complimented it. So I hope you enjoyed it. Guys, we got to bag this up. Just make sure you keep it in the refrigerator, because if not, it'll grow mold. So just make sure you keep it in the refrigerator. But usually it doesn't last long enough to get any mold on it at my house. But if you like this video, go down, leave us a thumbs up. Let us know what you think about the video. And remember, if this is your first time visiting our channel, please go down and hit that subscribe button and turn on that notification bell. That way you know when we put out videos. Till next time, guys, thanks for watching. This is Josh for Josh and Hunter's Adventures. We'll see you next time.